Hello, everyone. This is Rilian from Narnia Web. I'm going to be doing my own series of video blogs, and this is my first kind of an introduction. And I thought I would go ahead and do my own series of video blogs since, of course, Glumpuddle did his, and um, I thought I'd go ahead and do mine. It's kind of interesting to, of course, doing the podcast with Glumpuddle to listen to some of the old ones and look back and say, oh my goodness, we were so wrong about this, or can you believe we originally thought this was going to be a big issue, and then we thought, oh, it's not going to be, and then it turned out to be a big issue again, and so I thought I'd go ahead and do some, but. I wanted to really watch the progress of the Dawn Treader, so I'm gonna still continue the podcast, but this is how I'm gonna do my own personal thoughts. And first of all, if any of you've seen Glumpuddle's blogs, I really have to kind of preface this just so you know. First of all, I am not Glumpuddle.
At last, my arm is complete again.
If you are expecting me to be as hilarious, spontaneous, or otherwise purely entertaining, then you've basically come to the wrong place. Glumpuddle and I work really well together on the podcast, but he and I have different talents. I think he really brings a lot of passion to Narnia, and he's really die-hard, and he really loves the Chronicles. I, on the other hand, I tend to be a little less, I don't want to say enthusiastic, but I certainly a little less reactionary at times.
Oh, what is she doing there?
I also have a little more self-control. I also like to think of myself as being a little more academic and bringing a different, more professional side to the discussion.
Ah! A curse on you, Andrew Adamson! May all your children be born naked and illiterate!
So no, Glumpuddle's great, but this is not his video blog. This is going to be mine, so I'm not going to try to do him. It would sort of defeat the purpose, I think. But first of all, a bit of an introduction. I am a huge fan of C.S. Lewis. As you probably know, I'm on staff at narniaweb.com. I am their podcaster, and very happy to be so. I will still be doing the podcasts, by the way, as best I can. But no, my father read C.S. Lewis to me as I was growing up, and I think it really had a big impact on me. Not just the fact that I now fence and I was riding horses for a while, but also the fact that it really helped me understand Christianity. I think one of C.S. Lewis's greatest gifts was his ability to really explain things, and he was had such a good way of getting a point across in a way you could really understand it. And I think that really had a big impact on me in even later rereading the Chronicles, and I'd be rereading, for instance, the story of Eustace and the fact that he's not able to get all the scales up at Aslan. As I thought, wow, that is really interesting. I never thought about that before. So the Chronicles certainly had a big impact on my life in that respect. I am currently in uni, as we say. I'm actually have the privilege of studying at Oxford University for one term. Not in Magdalen College, which was C.S. Lewis's college, but I'm actually in New College here for one term. And partly why I wanted to do this video blog is I'm hoping to do some blogs for instance, from the Eagle and Child. I'd love to do a blog from within there. That's the pub, also known as the Bird and Babe, where Lewis and Tolkien used to meet, and me and some of my friends went there. But it really would be great if I could do blogs from within there and get some pictures. I'll try to get some pictures of Magdalen College. I actually talked to a woman today. She's studying classical literature at Magdalen, and I said, do you know Anna Popplewell? She goes, oh yeah, she's a friend of mine. So it's weird, this woman from church is just a friend with Anna Popplewell, and I'm sort of, oh, okay. So yeah, but it's the rest of Oxford is not as interesting. It's much more interesting than this. Unfortunately, I couldn't bring all my any posters or anything like that. In fact, the only thing I was able to bring is Voyage of the Dawn Treader, my favorite book. So I'm really hoping that they get the film right, and I hope they do a good job. And that's partly why I wanted to do this video blog, because if I'm going to do one, better that I do Voyage of the Dawn Treader, I figure. As far as how I'm feeling about the film right now, just sort of as an overview, I don't really have a lot to feel negative about. I do feel, I think Michael Apted is a good director from what I've seen of Amazing Grace. I think it could be good. Of course, I feel very good about, for instance, Edmund and Lucy, Scanner and Georgie playing Edmund and Lucy. But there's a few questions, how well, and what about the rest of the cast? What about the musical score, and what kind of direction is the film going to take? A lot of that really has yet to be decided. Well, maybe not decided, but certainly it is up in the air as far as the fans are concerned. We don't really know what direction a lot of this is taking. So it will certainly be interesting to see, and I'm not sure how frequently my blogs will be at the beginning, before production starts. Production begins in January. We've just heard a few months ago, and I'm not sure how frequently I'll be doing blogs on this, but I'm sure they will be increasing in frequency as production increases. So I feel fairly good about it, but I'm operating on very little knowledge right now, which is a bit unfortunate. It's sort of interesting. I feel like I'm back to the days of The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, because back then we didn't know. We knew that Andrew Adamson had done Shrek. Okay, Shrek, and then Narnia. It's a bit of a jump there, but here we have Andrew Adamson, and Michael Apted doing a drama, Amazing Grace, and then he's doing fantasy, Narnia. Okay, there's a lot of unknowns there, and I think I'm optimistic, but I think there's going to be some interesting challenges that pose themselves. So we'll see. Within the next few weeks, I'll probably be discussing different bits as far as what happens with the release date change if we receive word on that, and there's other issues certainly that deserve so certainly some thoughts that I have. For instance, Trumpkin has been a bit of an issue just with a few things we know about his involvement in Voyage of the Dawn Treader. We know that Peter Dinklage is in the film. We really don't know how much. So it'll be certainly interesting to see. But I am looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to recording my thoughts, and certainly just thinking more about the process of what happens through this timeline of Voyage of the Dawn Treader. So I am looking forward to it. I wish I could end with a countdown, but because of the release date change, it's not really possible. Actually, when I was working on the intro at the beginning of the blog here, and so I go to narniaweb.com, and that's right, there's no countdown. Alas. But regardless, thank you for watching this first blog, and we'll see when the next one comes around. Further up and further in, and this is Rilian, signing off.